The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream, but as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. When I was younger, my niece had an imaginary friend, but she said she wasn't allowed to tell anyone his name. She said he told her everyone would get scared if they knew it. But we kept asking her, and she would never tell anyone the name. Then one day, her mom and I were in the hallway, and my niece didn't realize it. She was talking to her imaginary friend and called him by his name. To this day, whenever I think about it, I'm still creeped out. The imaginary's friend was Lucifer. When I was a kid, we often went camping on Lake Superior, located in Thunder Bay, Ontario. One day, when I was 6 years old, I fell off the dock and plunged into the water. I still couldn't swim. While I was under the water, I distinctly remember seeing a little girl down there who told me to look up towards the sun and just keep kicking and I'd be fine. I swam to the surface just in time for my grandfather to grab me and pull me back on the dock. I found out later that a little girl had drowned in that lake near that very same spot. My girlfriend is a homicide detective, and a couple years ago, she was investigating the murder of a little boy. They still hadn't found the body. One day, the mother of the little boy broke down and admitted that she had killed him and hid his body under their old trailer. When the police went out to search the trailer, they found that there was a new family living in it. The family said their son had an imaginary friend who also lived under the trailer and would come up and see him. The cops went under the trailer, and they found the body of the dead boy just under his room. When my daughter was 3, she had an imaginary friend named Kelly who lived in her closet. She said Kelly played with her and sat in a little rocking chair while she slept. 2 years later, we were watching a horror movie, and my daughter said, "That looks like Kelly." "Kelly who?" I asked. "You know Kelly," she replied. "That's the dead girl that lives in my closet." When my mother was young, she had an imaginary friend named Shaggy. When she got a little older, she told her mother that she was finished with Shaggy, so she got rid of him. Well, my grandmother asked her what she meant, and she said, "Well, I chopped him up and I put him in the fridge." My little brother had an imaginary friend named Roger, who lived under our coffee table. He said Roger had a wife and 9 kids. Roger and his family lived peacefully under our coffee table for almost 3 years. Then one day, my little brother announced that Roger wouldn't be around anymore. When we asked him why, he told us that he had shot and killed Roger and his whole family. I don't know if he'll remember any of this today, but his genuine lack of remorse was very, very disturbing. A friend of mine told me that she was concerned because her son talked about a ghost who would talk to him and play with him in his room. He said the ghost was called the Captain, and he was an old man with a beard. He said the Captain told him when he grows up, his job will be to kill people. And then the Captain would tell him who he would need to kill. The kid would cry, and he said he didn't want to be a killer, but the Captain told him that he didn't have a choice, and he would get used to killing after a while. The boy also told a girl in his class, "I know where you live. And you might be good at hiding, but I'll still find you." One night I was looking after a 5-year-old boy, and he told me that a man named Jacob, who was dressed like a lumberjack, was sitting next to me on the couch. He must have seen the look of shock on my face and said, "Don't worry, he doesn't have any arms."